Okay, so this is the first of, I guess, a few tests I'm going to be doing with the GH5. This one was with how I should be exposing the Vlog all-I 1080 recording, the 200 megabits per second, but I've never really gotten the colors quite right with Vlog, so this is my test into overexposing, as I've seen many people suggest. So you're going to see a couple different varieties of grading in these, and I'll be talking through. And if you're annoyed by my voice or anything like that, just feel free to mute me. So here, overexposed by one stop. Again, it's not peaking, but according to the camera, it's overexposed by the meters. Here's the Panasonic Vlog to 709 LUT that's actually built into the camera. You can go to Panasonic's website and download that as a cube file. And here is a more cinematic, closer to that orange and teal kind of look using some built-in. This is all lumetri graded. Let's see, I did add about 10 to 15 with sharpening, and most of these, the contrast is bumped up pretty high on the third graded image, which is going to be the sequence of images here. And this is again using a built-in lumetri LUT here. There's a lot of really good ones, but it's just playing around with what's the best for the image. There are a few really good ones that work for almost everything, but then as you vary from that under or overexposed mark, you start to see differences in how the LUTs apply over the footage as opposed to like grading and stuff. One thing to note is that some of these are shot with like a 45 or a 90-degree shutter, and that is because my ND filter broke during filming over a few days at these locations. You can see these ones here are at 180 degrees, but some of them you'll notice less motion blur because of that. I really wanted to stay at that native 400 ISO, so I had the most dynamic range out of the camera with the 12 stops with the Vlog. And again, this is that Gold Rush HDR LUT that looks really nice on a lot of footage. Here I'm going to get into using, oh, here we go, that's the 90-degree shutter speed, so you do see less of that motion blur in the water. But I thought for the instance of purely testing the 10-bit and the Vlog color, that shutter speed wasn't my biggest worry. I just wanted to test the dynamic range and the color capabilities. This is using IWLTBAP. I heard about these LUTs from Corridor Digital. It's a $25 LUT pack, and you get like 100 LUTs, and you can get, I believe, 4 or 5 free LUTs from their website. I'm not sure who it is that runs it. They also have a really cool Instagram where they show their LUTs over raw footage from films, so you can see their LUTs. They're really amazing because the colors are really vibrant and bright. And they have some that push a little bit further to a more stylized look like this, but they do keep skin tones really nicely intact. So that's what I really like about that LUT pack in general. And for $25, it's one of the best LUT packs you can buy. These were some of the shots, 45-degree shutter, because I did want to stay within that roughly one stop overexposed according to the camera's metering. So I was having to drop that shutter speed because I still wanted that full dynamic range you get from staying at 400 ISO instead of dropping down to 100 or 200, and that was more of a stylized look you saw with those really heavy blues. I really wanted to show, with these still images, I really wanted to show motion to really show off that all-I recording that's not getting as compressed as heavily as like an 8-bit or a 10-bit image with the color. So I thought water with a lot of fine detail and grass would be cool to show. Yeah, I don't know what it was about the shot that just looked really interesting to me in black and white. It doesn't look like a lot of the architecture and landscape around where I'm filming these. Also, another thing I was going to say, if there's a specific scene or a style of lighting that anyone would like me to try and recreate, and possibly do a demo on how I approached lighting, or how I approached the composition of some of these, or just settings in general. Tutorials with the GH5. I've been shooting on it for about a year now, so I've gotten really familiar with its strengths and weaknesses. So if anybody would like to know about that. I think here I actually really like this grade I did on this one, because it's pushed further than I normally would. A lot of times I don't like a really heavily stylized color palette, but for some reason I really like that one. Yeah, also, if like I said, if anyone wants any color grading tutorials or anything like that, if you like my grading, if you hate it, feel free to let me know that too. Like, I'm totally cool with that. If I went too far, I wasn't sure if I went too far on some of the grading with some of these. I'm hoping to get some subjects in to actually have people in the images so we can grade that. And I've been thinking about uploading all this this file online for people to access the footage and all the just the Premiere files to edit it yourself. So if anyone's interested in that, just let me know. Thanks for watching.